Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Thought Jar. I'm James, and I'm joined by Adam and Ryan. And today, talking about everyone's favorite mysterious creatures, cryptids.
Known or unknown, or both.
Who knows? Question mark. Hey Adam, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. We made some hats before this, and if I nod my head too fast, my horn's gonna fall off.
Yeah, these are some shitty tinfoil hats we made real quick because you can never be too safe.
Comment whose hat is your favorite.
From the shadow government.
As everybody knows, these things definitely work. They definitely work.
We're all, and it doesn't make me nervous at all that we're around all this electrical equipment with just lightning rods on our heads.
It's here to protect us.
Not nervous at all.
Nope.
Ryan has so many surge protectors in here. We are totally protected from the surge.
Fine. Yeah.
Surge? Hardly know her. That was bad. Woof.
Brother.
Surge protector. I hardly know her. I just forgot to say the second word.
Protector?
Yeah, that.
Hardly know her.
Hey, see, yeah, you did it good.
Nice.
I blew it.
It's all right.
But
I've been good though. There really hasn't been much going on.
No,
got another cat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. His name is Wayne.
From the band. Ween.
I'll enter picture right now. There's Ween. You're looking at him. He's awesome. He's big, fat, and orange, and he's so shy. We got him on Friday. Fuck. Today's Sunday.
Friday, so
2 days ago?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We just let him out. My girlfriend and I did. We let him out
Heck yeah.
of the room we were keeping him enclosed in. So he's been getting investigated and interrogated by Bog.
nice,
So,
nice.
yeah. What about you, man? How's everything been going? Anything interesting?
Saw the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Jackie. It was everything you think it was. It was exactly what you think it was.
Yeah. People said it was really good.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but you got to think of it as just a massive shitpost, and
That's cool.
and then you will, if you go in with that, you will be entertained and you will have a good time. And that's
Turn
what I
off
did.
brain and you just flint and steel.
Because yeah, you think
Nether.
yeah, because you know it's just
love crushing loaf.
it's just Jack Black goofing around for an hour and 40 minutes.
And Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
No, they look like they had a lot of fun in this movie, and
So
I'm all
did.
for it.
So what is like the plot? Can you give me like a super short
All right.
synopsis? I haven't seen it.
So Jack Black is Steve.
Yes.
He finds this crystal and this case for it. The orb and a crystal. And they put them together. It opens Minecraft, the portal to Minecraft world. It goes to Minecraft world, but the piglins and the Nether are evil, and they want to convert the overworld, which is the main Minecraft world, into the Nether, or to be like the Nether.
Nice.
So he seals away. He tells his dog Dennis to take the orb and the crystal back to the real world to hide it, to close the portal, and then, like, I don't know, 40 years later or something, it gets sold at like one of those garage auctions where it's like, we got this person's stuff, take it.
Hmm.
And then the main characters get it, and they go to Minecraft world, and hijinks ensue.
Huh.
It's fun.
Interesting. I want to see it. Did you say when in a personal group chat that we have, James said that there was a warning?
Yeah, there was a so
There was a warning on the movie?
Yeah, there was a warning before the movie that Fallen was like, "Hey gang, this is going to be a social movie, so people are going to cheer and probably quote the movie, and that's fine. Have fun with it." But then they're like, that does not mean, and did that
Bring a live chicken into the theater and lift it up.
Yeah.
Lift it up.
Did that happen?
No,
Yeah.
did
Yes,
it?
it did.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Wait, really?
Saw the video. I'll put it up on the screen.
That's
but
crazy.
There's a video of a live chicken in the middle of the theater, and everyone was throwing popcorn at it.
Oh my
and
God.
it was ridiculous.
Nuts.
Yeah, because people would just throw their popcorn and slushies at the screen when that happened. So there was a full-on thing that was like, this theater is a non-PvP zone. Don't grief other players.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I didn't get that message.
They catered to the right group.
because you
We
went
were opening weekend.
you went the first
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah, if only they knew.
I feel like it's only gotten worse. Like, I think this weekend, I'm hoping it started to die down, but dude, last weekend I'm sure was terrible.
Oh.
Sunday wasn't too bad. It was pretty chill,
Was-
but there was still some clapping and like it was very cordial.
The weekend after that though was
or the like the weekend before, or it was the same
Last
weekend.
weekend.
But
Oh, okay. Okay.
The
Yeah.
opening weekend was
It's only
the
been out
worst.
for a week.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like Sunday. I feel like not as many of
Yeah.
the boys are out.
Go
'Cause
to-
I think that's really what it is. A large population of middle or teenage boys.
But yeah, we're gonna be talking about cryptid zoology today, and you know, I've watched my fair share of cryptid videos. I think cryptids are so cool. The idea of there being anomalies or creatures out there that we don't have any data on, it gives you a sense of smallness. You know, it makes you feel a little bit more grounded in who you are. At least for me. Some people think it's all like kind of bullshit, and that's fine. Like it can be bullshit, but
It kind of just shows, you know, the human mass hysteria kind of vibe that just kind of goes on in the world,
Or our compulsion to
make something out of
make
nothing.
something make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, no matter how absurd it is.
It's like the feeling of hysteria that a person might feel if they're like trying to run upstairs after they shut the lights off in a dark basement.
yeah, like you know, there's probably
You're
nothing
creating,
there.
yes.
But you're making yourself that paranoia, and like you're making so your body's like, okay, chill out the spine. You gotta go. You gotta go. Yeah.
So on a larger scale, that's what like cryptids are to me, than to I think most people who think a little bit more critically about what could this thing possibly mean to the culture that it was created for. You know, whether it's something spiritual or religious, which I think a lot of these things have meanings that tie into those things with.
I mean, cryptids are bitching. I mean, I think the first time that it wasn't something that like a media that I liked that I didn't seek out, like, oh, those were cryptids, is like probably Fallout 76.
Yeah, I was
with
gonna say that.
like the Grafton monster
Mothman.
and Mothman. And also for that game, that was the only time we ever encountered Mothman. We got a couple shots off on him, and then he
disappeared.
Gone, much in encrypted fashion. But cryptids like Mothman, you know, Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, the creatures like that. It's the, you know, from mythology, or like you said, religious, or you know, someone looking at a dog in the middle of the night, and it's like, is that a dog, or is that the Colfax creeper?
You know, it's like skin
or something like that, you know.
Colfax creeper.
The cryptid just dropped.
It's like skinwalkers. I think a lot of skinwalkers are probably just animals like mountain lions can make a lot of sounds that that imitate humans, I think.
Yeah.
Or other creatures, like specifically in like Appalachia. You know, a lot of creatures out there can imitate what a human sounds like, or people just hear it and they misinterpret it audibly in the wrong way.
I mean, there are animals. I personally think there are 100% things out there in like Appalachia or like in the middle of the desert that you just don't want to run into because it's a nasty creature.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna go full blown tinfoil hat. Ironically, given my look right
It's
now,
a little late for that.
I know I'm so far gone, but I think that there's probably a pretty good chance that there is at least something out there that we'll never know about that would scare the living daylights out of anybody who knew about it. So, like, as an example, like the chupacabra. If the chupacabra were real, people would either just want to gather en masse and go hunt it to extinction, or they would never want to go in whatever area it was said to be in.
Right.
So it's easier to just cover it up and let people speculate than actually know the truth.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I love that idea. I'm like, oh,
What's the chupacabra look like?
It's like
it's a hairless dog, ain't it?
It's like, yes. It varies because it's the distillation of a lot of different things in region to region, but I think it's specifically in Mexico. It's like it can either be looked at as kind of like the face of a bat. I'm totally like spitballing here.
No, I got pictures here.
Yeah, like
it looks like a bat face. And
yes,
like
dog body,
spiky like
hair
protrusions.
Going down,
really thick hair follicles.
And stuff.
And it was probably, I think people are like, it's some hyena or like a dog with mange or something.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that I think local legends suggest that it would suck the blood out of all of the cattle because they would find cattle devoid of blood. They were completely bloodlet.
Yeah.
And they would find just a couple of bite marks around the neck area, and they would just to say like, oh, the chupacabra like would drain it of all of its blood. So and say it's like a vampire. So
Wow.
Well, there's a lowdown on a very famous cryptid.
Not even the cryptid that we're doing. Not
Yeah.
even the cryptid that's on the episode.
That's a bonus one for you.
That's a bonus. That's a bonus episode.
Honorable
Cryptid.
mention.
So, anyway.
So who wants to start?
I don't care.
I think Ryan should start. You know what? I
Sure.
I think Ryan should start.
You never start.
Ryan,
It's
go
your
ahead,
turn,
you start.
man. Go
Yeah.
for it.
You know what? You start if you want, and then we'll go after you after you start.
I think I will start.
Okay, you go ahead and start.
So yeah, I did my research today on cryptids.
Nice.
I will be honest, I do not delve too deeply into cryptid content on the YouTubes, but I did today, and it was kind of epic.
Nice.
He wants to believe.
I want to believe now.
The effort is all that counts.
The first cryptid that I kind of looked at was the Kraken. Now, I know this is kind of more like a mythological creature almost, but there is some truth to a lot of, like, you know, him, I would say, the creature.
Why are you assuming the Kraken's a dude?
Huh?
Why are you assuming the Kraken's
You're
a
right.
dude?
It could be a woman, you know.
Krakenette.
Or
Miss Kraken.
non-binary Kraken. Basically, a lot of the mass hysteria behind the Kraken comes from thousands of years of just like seeing those tentacles in the water and being terrified by them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people throughout history have gotten scared of those things,
Definitely.
including many writers and people of Nordic culture, especially because back in like the 1100s, 1200s, Vikings were kind of like going around trading with all these people, right? You're going around the ocean, seeing a lot of weird looking things in the water,
Nice.
like
So if they were ocean faring at all,
yeah,
so like you said, the Vikings, and so I imagine like probably also like mid century or like mid millennia, like Europeans when they were
Yeah.
traveling back and forth.
that's kind of when like the legend of the Kraken kind of came to be, but it's kind of like hundreds of stories of collective stories over the past 1,000 years that
Yeah,
have just
for
kind
sure.
of built the legend of the Kraken.
Yeah, because we didn't know giant squid were like a factual animal
So like relatively recently.
until
Yeah.
recently, and I imagine
Past,
that's
like,
what
Thought it was in the 21st century.
Yeah, in the
yeah.
past 100 years we
Yeah.
like
so
and I imagine that's probably what spun a lot of like the Kraken itself.
yeah.
But
Do you guys know how long the biggest squid is?
I don't, man.
Dude,
I think
like,
you know,
the
and you want to
colossal
tell us.
squid. The colossal squid is like the biggest one. I
Yeah,
thought.
49 feet I think they've
Bro,
found. So
that's-
that's like 7 of us or
Well,
something.
I discovered the colossal squid, and it's 50 feet
Oh
long.
my
so
God,
I just
dude.
haven't told anyone. That's a thought jar first. You're getting it first.
But like I said, like mass hysteria kind of spread throughout literature throughout
the past 1,000 years. Word of mouth led to the frightening depiction of like this massive Kraken thing just
Yeah.
coming down on ships and killing people.
Doing what?
What? But yeah, there's this guy named Victor Hugo who really, really hates freaking squids and just like things like that in general.
And the squid hater number 1, Victor Hugo.
I wanted to read like a little excerpt here that he had. It's pretty funny.
Victor Hugo's like, now listen, 8 tentacles. That's 6 too many.
I fucking hate these things.
Fucking hate 'em.
This is a little thing from Victor Hugo's book, The Toilers of the Sea. Suddenly, a large, round, flattened, gluttonous mass issued from beneath the crevice. It was the center. The 5 thongs were attached to it like spokes to the wave of a wheel. On the opposite side of this disgusting monster appeared the commencement of 3 other tentacles, the ends of which remained under the rock. In the middle of this slimy mass appeared 2 eyes. The eyes were fixed on Gilead. He recognized the devilfish. So, like, Victor Hugo refers to it as the devilfish because he hates it.
Dude, he
So
really
crazy.
hates
Yeah.
these giant squid, Kraken creatures. That's
And
Here's something that I have to posture myself on this question.
mhm.
Okay. These squids, we like rarely see these creatures above like deep sea level.
Mhm.
So these ships out in the middle of the ocean. I just have to think. I have to assume. Like I don't know the behavioral patterns of colossal
But like,
squid.
why are they so?
Why
high?
are they so high up? I don't know. Like, was it just a carcass that they saw?
Well,
I
a
was
lot of-
thinking about that.
Yeah, a lot of sightings of octopus before, like, actually finding them alive in water were them being beached up on shore after dying. So,
Yeah.
but even so, I don't think they've discovered stuff like that until like the past 100 years.
Have you
or
guys
so.
seen that picture that surfaced like maybe like 10 years ago? That like blob that surfaced on the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the picture, but if you can remember the name of the picture, just clip it like right here.
Oh, like the blobfish?
No, it was like a. Hold on, you guys keep
Yeah.
chatting. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. If I can find.
So Ryan, do you believe in the Kraken? Do you think there are Kraken out there?
I do think the Kraken is a form of mass hysteria for sure.
You think it's all hoax?
I think it's more of a mythological creature rather than like, something that's really out there. Maybe at one point in time it was out there, but humans probably would have defeated it at this point.
Kind of like or like the megalodon that just got like
Yeah.
too big to sustain itself, kind of thing.
Yeah, so maybe in the past at some point, in the past 1,000 years, I can't say for sure though. None of us can say for
Well,
sure.
you better, because you got a paper due on it tomorrow.
The ocean is way too big to know things, we don't know anything about the ocean. So
You're retiring the horn.
he's retiring.
Oh,
the
it
horn.
fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
The New Zealand sea monster. Yeah, this is it.
New
This is-
Zealand sea monster.
This like.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember that picture?
Oh yeah,
being
because I
passed
remember
around?
they because then they try to like put that in Fallout
Yeah,
or something.
I
That's what
think
they
so.
modeled it after. I don't know. I could be wrong here.
I don't know. I just think that it's interesting. You have to wonder, where these where geographically these legends arose. I think that's an important thing to consider too. Like it might just be a legend, but if you want to think critically about it, it might help you, understand why these things came to be. Because I don't think that any of these sorts of things are just completely made up out of thin air. Like nobody was like, oh guys, I have a really good idea. Let's trick everybody we know into thinking that there's this giant monster in Loch Ness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
However, who doesn't love spreading just a little bit of misinformation?
Yeah.
Just for fun. Just goofing around with the guys.
I'm on
Come
Reddit. I love lying to people.
Yeah.
How many upvotes?
No, actually, I think Reddit is
billion.
one of the most trustworthy platforms out there.
Yeah, you
Just
should
saying.
get all of your news from Reddit,
You totally
Reddit.com,
For real.
and you should go into all of the subreddits.
all of the subreddits. Honestly, the weird tangent. If you ever need to know anything, Google search it, Firefox it, whatever search engine you use. Question Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
will always find a better answer than anything you can find
yeah.
anywhere. Promise.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So anyway, Thought Jar r/Thought Jar is the new subreddit that we've got. We're a concept, really.
yes.
Yeah, we are.
The jar doesn't exist. The jar is within all of us.
The jar's in here.
It's on
Yeah.
it's on our heart.
My left tit.
Yeah.
So Ryan, so the Kraken.
Yeah, that was kind of what I had on the Kraken. The next one I wanted to talk about was Mothman.
Nice.
I really
He's-
like Mothman.
Probably the most popular cryptid
Oh yeah.
to date.
Oh yeah.
That I can think of.
'Cause it's like
And Bigfoot.
Because I think it was Bigfoot, and then like 2010 started, and then Mothman just soared,
Mhm.
quite truly, literally.
Yeah.
And now it's that like Mothman I think has pulled ahead of Bigfoot. Don't get me wrong. Pay respect to the OG. Bigfoot's still number one for
Totally.
a lot of people, but I think
Totally.
Mothman has
Mm-hmm.
overtaken him in the popularity of certain cryptids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the Mothman, he originated in this little place called Pleasant Point, West Virginia. 1966, there's people driving down a little road, right? And then they see these big red eyes. And they hit it. They hit it with their car, right? And then the frickin' thing goes flying. Shit. Alright?
Ryan, the 5G almost got you, dude. Careful.
The ultra wideband almost
Oh
got
my
you
god, my
guys.
hat's up.
Oh no.
So they hit this object with huge red eyes, and then the object starts running after them, or not running, but flying after them, right? And they're trying to like just freaking drag race down this really long road in freaking Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and basically they find scratches on top of their car the next
Ooh.
day, and like then a bunch of sightings start happening in this area. There's like so many in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and there's people who's like, oh, there's skeptics, you know, there's people doing their own thing. but
Wait, Ryan, where did you say this was?
Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
All right, just wanted to make
I kept
absolutely
messing
sure.
it up because there's this place in Illinois called Pleasant Plains.
Pleasant
and
Plains.
I keep thinking of that instead of Point
It
Pleasant.
just reminds me of that SpongeBob bit where it's like they're actors.
Actors.
But no, like, so what more can you tell us about this illustrious Mothman?
So, yeah, there were hundreds of sightings in this area in Appalachia, and around the world, really, there's just been a lot of,
Yeah.
Mothman sightings.
Bro, that's so weird.
And, yeah, but especially in this kind of area, there's a lot of sightings.
So he's definitely what, Appalachia and
Yeah.
east of that. So
Yeah.
the original 13, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, there's actually a freaking statue in the middle of town.
Oh, they have a full festival, don't they?
Yeah, they have a full festival every year that brings in like tens of thousands of people.
Oh, I'd want to go.
And
It's
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruce got a hyperlink and everything. Let's
Dude,
go.
he came
I
prepared.
knew Ryan was gonna have the hyperlink. That is awesome.
There's the statue,
That's
guys.
so cool. Right next to a Firestone too.
And there's an AutoZone in the back.
So like basically this all happened in 1966 and it kind of took place over the course of a year, like hundreds of sightings. And it's kind of around that time as all like UFO, all that kind of skeptic stuff was coming
The
out.
Roswell incident. Well, that was in the 40s actually.
50s.
Yeah,
50s?
40s and 50s.
Yeah.
But like that whole era kind of took that off, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say. And
The statue, if for those of you wondering, it's a more man-like statue with wings and like the big eyes and the proboscis, if you will. I believe that's the mouth of the Mothman. I prefer the like the thicker Mothman, the one where he's got like huge like more
Like an
bird-
abdomen is very large.
Yeah,
like
more
abdomen,
like
thorax.
bird-like wings and
Yeah.
like an actual moth face.
You're
not
talking
like,
about like okay, Ryan, if you could in the video, clip the picture that you showed us of the statue, but then also clip next to it Fallout 76 Moth.
Yeah,
Oh,
essentially
yeah.
Fallout 76. I'm describing Fallout 76.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know exactly what
because
you're
there's
talking about.
the very different depictions of Mothman,
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
say.
Over the course of time.
And Fallout 76 does have Mothman.
That's I
For
think
sure.
I think that's the most popular way of seeing him as well.
Yeah.
People think Mothman, they think of the ones that look like the one in
Exactly.
Fallout 76. This is probably the most people have talked about Fallout 76 in like 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah,
So you're welcome, Bethesda or
Yeah.
Microsoft or
Hoping you
wherever
guys get
you're at
some-
now.
some interaction.
So basically, this is the first headline that came out. I can't get to it perfectly, but it basically says the headline is "Couples see man-sized bird creature something." So that obviously would kind of cause a bit of a panic in the area, and also cause more people to kind of be freaked out by this, creature, this thing that is kind of just out there in the woods, and the fact that
Brian, do you want to swap hats? Sorry, I see yours is like struggling to stay
no,
on.
it's
Do you-
okay. Let me just hold on.
I'd say I give it 10 more minutes, then we're probably ditching the tinfoil
I
hats.
think we're good now.
Okay, that looks good.
We're
So-
gonna let the 5G get to us.
Back to Mothman. Frickin' yeah.
He basically was this kind of almost a mythological creature, kind of like the Kraken at some point. A lot of skeptics were there. A lot of people were kind of coming in, like fangirling about it too. And there's the festival every year now.
Oh yeah.
But it all kind of ended in 1967 because a bridge collapsed and like 40 people died in the town. Or
So
something
that was
like
what they started talking about as opposed to Mothman.
Yeah, people were like, they didn't want to talk about it, they didn't want to see the Mothman anymore. Everybody was just upset about, all the people that died.
Is it
in that
were they
bridge.
on that bridge because they were looking for Mothman or something?
Well,
or
it
is
was a busy, a lot of traffic going through there, I'm pretty
Mm.
sure, and I think it just collapsed. But a lot of people say that Mothman actually collapsed the bridge
Oh, and
destroyed the bridge.
So Mothman was like, "Stop talking about me,
Yeah,
or
pretty
I'll keep
much.
killing people."
After that point, no one really talked about the Mothman too often.
Let's send Mitch to Pleasant Plains, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Mitch, famous for his
Love of moths.
love of moths. So if you want to send moths to this address, no,
And
don't.
there are actually theories on what the Mothman could actually be. A lot of people think they were just like a sandhill crane. I can get a picture up of like a sandhill crane here.
Say so, just a bird probably with like a really big wingspan.
With a really long wingspan.
So, and I also think a lot of these.
They have like red things around their eyes.
yeah.
I think a lot of these cryptids also, it's worth mentioning, because I have dates for mine as well, but a lot of these are, if not mythic or from like the olden times, I think a lot of, especially the American ones, they're all documented. These documented sightings are all in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, back before like cameras were widespread.
Right. I was just going to add on to what you're saying. Like, the spread of information was so slow.
Yeah.
Incredulously slow.
In
like,
comparison
just,
to like today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything travels at like the speed of light.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So fast.
Yeah.
So like they probably had a lot of time to misconstrue it, and
Well,
To inflate the legend.
yeah.
it goes a little deeper actually.
Oh, ho.
There's a nuclear testing site that was next to Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Dude.
During World War II, they were doing nuclear testing and TNT bombs and stuff in that area. And after World War II, they just freaking left it. They
nice.
left all the stuff, and they dumped all the chemicals into the water.
Oh, like
nearby.
the spent uranium rods and stuff like that.
Like, yeah, they just dispensed all the shit, and I think there was like, it was like red something.
Red 40.
Red 40.
Yeah, they had red 40 in the lake.
They jammed Red 40 into a
And-
moth and it made a Mothman.
But a lot of people theorize that it was like a mutated version of like a sandhill crane, or
Oh,
just like a
okay.
big ass sandhill
Oh,
crane or
okay.
something.
That's a pretty decent working theory.
I
So
like that.
yeah, Mothman's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
He's probably the most famous cryptid out
Yeah.
there. So
I would say aside from like Bigfoot, I would say
Yeah.
Bigfoot to
Bigfoot's number one
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
In here.
me. James, are you doing Bigfoot? I'm not doing.
I'm not doing Bigfoot.
Okay, because everybody knows about Bigfoot.
Bigfoot,
Yeah.
listen, everybody and their mother knows Bigfoot. I mean,
Mhm.
growing up around here especially, I mean, I'm sure it happens everywhere, but those, like, Bigfoot, like, wooden stand-ins people will, like, put in their, like, driveways and
Yes,
stuff.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The cardboard, the two. Yes.
Someone has one on the Constitution Trail.
Yes.
Yeah, it's...
I know what you're talking about.
It's Bigfoot. Everyone knows Bigfoot at this point, I think. And if you don't know Bigfoot, we're not talking about it here, so you can get. No, please stay. We value your viewership. Anyway, but I had a couple. Cryptids. Definitely, like, starting with Mothman for sure, but getting to that fascination, like we talked, that human fascination of wanting to explain the unknown. Definitely got me into it a lot. But my good friend Al, who I met down in Carbondale when I was in school, he and I found this trading card game. It was a Kickstarter. It was called MetaZoo, and the cards were all cryptids.
Nice.
So there was Mothman, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, all those ones. It was it was a Pokemon style thing. I think the business has since gone out. They've since filed for bankruptcy. They just couldn't sustain it anymore. I think COVID took a big
Killed
chunk
a
out
lot
of
of
it,
small businesses.
Yeah.
which sucks because I love MetaZoo. Excuse me. But these cards, I think they're in my basement, sitting probably just
Sorry,
in
guys.
a box, because there's no real place for me to put them. But I have like I've had like I think my prized possession of that collection is a holographic Mothman.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so cool. I love it so
How
much.
apropos,
But-
talking about Mothman.
Yeah, but say Al, when you're listening to this episode, think about where your cards are. Probably somewhere in your parents' house. Who knows? 'Cause that's where mine are. But I don't, Mothman, talked about him enough. The first one that I wanted to talk about, I tried to find Illinois cryptids because I thought those were pretty cool that we had them, here in the States. So the first one I wanted to talk about was the Paiza bird.
Yes.
Very closely linked to the Thunderbird.
Yep.
It comes from Native American culture. Specifically, there was the Cahokia, which was, I believe, the biggest settlement north of Central America for a very long time of native cultures. The Cahokia mounds that are, I believe, in present day Alton, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a lot of culture surrounding the Paiza bird. So and we first getting a proper documentation of them when explorers were coming west, venturing across the Mississippi, and they saw like old drawings, and I believe there's a very famous. It has since been refurbished or redone, so it's more better able to see. But I believe there's a very famous like rock face carving, drawing, mural painting thing that an explorer found back in like the 1600s.
In like a cave, or just on a
just like a cliff face,
a rock. Okay.
Yeah, and it just like it's the mythos spread from there.
That's cool.
But let's say this explorer, his name is Father Jacques Marquette, 1673.
Nice.
He accounted. This is a basic description of it. It's as large as a calf, with antlers like a deer, red eyes, a beard like a tiger's, with the face of a man. Its body covered with green, red, and black scales, and a tail so long it passed around the body, over the head, and between the legs. So I took that as it's like a dragon with deer antlers and fur like a lion, like a mane.
Right.
So just terrifying, and I think it has wings as well.
Is this still about the bird?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Oh, it looks nothing like a bird when you think about it. I think it's just a name. So I think it's also closely related to. I think they're called water panthers or something like that. But I didn't do any research on them, so I'm gonna stop talking about them. But it's just something from mythos. From those cultures,
Oh, wow.
from ancient times.
So basically, just a chimera of a ton of different things.
Kinda, yeah.
Huh.
That's honestly the best way of putting it, I think. But whenever when I was down south, and we'd go to St. Louis for every reason, the handful of times I drove through Alton, I remember seeing the statues and like talking to a friend who grew up in that area about it. And she's like, "Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, or big deal around here. It's like people talk about it. It's one of our legends, on top of Alton being very, very haunted."
Yeah, I think I did know that.
Yeah.
But that's part of it too. Is it's links to cryptids.
So interesting.
And then the other Illinois one I found was the infield monster.
I've heard of that one too.
I like this one a lot because the eyewitness report is this Illinois resident of Enfield, the name of Henry McDaniel. He hears scratching, I believe, at his like garage door, and he's like, "Oh, there's a." I think the exact quote I found was on believe Wikipedia was, "Yeah, I thought it was a bear or something, so I grabbed my gun to go shoot it," which I thought was pretty funny. Dude heard mysterious scratching, he was like, "I'm gonna blast it." Problem solved.
There you
And
go.
you know what? I don't blame you. If there's a monster out there, shoot it.
Yeah.
Done.
I don't want it near me.
I would just trap it, and then I would put it in my basement, and then I would train it to do circus tricks.
And now it's
then I would-
Adam's monster.
And then I would enlist it in the circus, and then I would profit heavily and exploit it
For money.
for money. And then I would sell it to the government.
For money. More money.
But all this guy wants to do is shoot it.
He's not thinking about the hustle. of Ryan.
Rudimentary brain.
But I believe the police report he left describes the infield monster as it had 3 legs on its short body, 2 short little
Just a
arms,
really long penis.
and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights. It stood 4.5 feet tall and was grayish colored. So literally just a 3-legged animal, beast, whatever, big pink eyes.
What?
Yeah.
Bare like naked skin, gross, disgusting.
Grotesque.
Don't want to be around it. It was seen a few more times since the 70s. Or cited, but people just think it's probably a wild animal with mange or something.
Oh, okay.
As a lot of these are like, well, it's just this animal with like probably missing a leg or
Some like
got
smooth
mange.
brain individual thinking like a hairless cat that's infected with a disease is some sort of like
Yeah, a cat that's like lost one of its legs.
yeah. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But the last tidbit about the infield monster that I really liked is there was a local kid who reported seeing it as well, but then later when further pressed about it, he was like, I was lying for attention.
That's probably a lot of people that
It's
do these.
that's probably a lot of
stories.
I'm joking.
I thought that was really funny.
You
'cause
didn't tell anybody I said that.
I need a recording of you saying you're gonna kill the president.
I need a recording of you saying that you actually saw the Enfield monster. I'm not gonna say that I saw the Enfield monster.
Like, you say it again.
I'm just joking. Okay,
Nah, I'm
anyway.
joking. That's what I got. That's what I got for Illinois cryptids. There are definitely more.
Did you have any other just like
I do.
Random cryptids?
I picked another favorite of mine. The Loveland frog
Oh hell yeah!
I feel like I've also heard of that.
or frogman. First sighted. This is in Ohio. Where else but Ohio?
Oh my God.
In I believe 55. I didn't write a whole lot of information about it, but the basics is that it's a frog humanoid hybrid where it's like body of a human, head of a frog.
That is awesome.
Damn.
Sighted it out and about one night. Some dude, don't even remember, his name was lost to time. He was like, oh my God. And he's like, it had a rod of sorts that was sparking. So people have now attributed that to so there are 4 feet tall frogmen with magic wands in Loveland, Ohio. And
Bro
I think
was
that's
on the right kind of drugs.
Oh.
for real.
Yeah.
say it was 55, so it was it was that dirt weed that straight up smells like cat piss kind of stuff.
He was smoking that asphalt.
Dude, he was gone.
That is crazy. A frog humanoid hybrid with staves.
Could you imagine you're walking in Ohio and then you just get blasted by a frog man? He's just like, hey, you're dead. You're gone. Adam ceases to exist.
Just thinking of like Frog and Toad, but they have like arms and legs and they're like bipedal. Even though Frog and Toad in the book were bipedal, they walked around.
But now they don't wear clothes. They're just like weird. They're out. They're naked. It's weird. You don't like it. And they have magic rods.
What would make that even better is if it were not the body of a human, but just simply the arms and legs of a person and the giant, round, rotund belly of a frog.
Like a frog
slimy and moist.
But then just our human arms and legs.
Yes.
I like that.
That'd be good.
I like that a
I
lot.
need someone to do some art for that.
But yeah, that's what I had on the Loveland frog.
That's cool.
And then the last one I wanted to talk about was the Fresno Nightcrawler.
What the fuck is that?
This is a very recent one. They were first sighted in 2007.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
And every time you look up a video or a GIF of it, it literally looks like that episode of Jimmy Neutron where the genes start walking around. Yeah, it's that, but they're white, and they have like
I have seen clips of that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like white heads or whatever, and like black eyes. But it's just every video of it is like, oh, dude, the Fresno Nightcrawler sighting. It's just a pair of pants going. And I think it's funny as fuck. I love the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Crawling around.
It's the last sighting was in 2020. So
Oh, wow.
still
So
pretty.
it's just pairs of pants?
Yeah, just it looks like, but it's like floaty like fabric kind of beings. If you've seen the movie Nope,
I have not. But
Jean Jacket, the main alien Jean Jacket gets really flowy. Its main form is like this flowy creature. It kind of moves like that if you've seen that movie. But it just looks like 2 legs just going around.
So weird.
I love it. It's so goofy. And like, how do you even? There's no way to explain that one other than just like maybe it's like a bug or something, or maybe even poorly edited footage of someone walking around. Regardless,
So
love
weird.
it.
That's so weird. I wonder how sightings of pants, like
Kerr.
dude, it's things like that, like
How?
ideas of cryptids like that I just like go over my head. I'm like, I don't know.
You just go to Kohl's. You might sight a lot of pants there. You can cut this part too, but I've always wanted to just like sound what it would sound like if we just a bunch of curses in a row. So you have to keep putting the Taco Bell bong in. So if I say fuck. It's just gonna be just a bunch of gong noises.
Could you lengthen out the sound so you just hit the middle and it's like
Nice.
keep that in. Okay, I found my creature. So this was one that I had known about for a while, and this was one that I knew I was going to talk about. This is about Mokele Mbembe. So some information on it. This pertains specifically to the Democratic Republic of the Congo River Basin area, which interestingly enough is the second largest rainforest in the world,
Nice.
right next to the Amazon.
Dang.
So this creature, popular theories suggest it to be a reptilian creature, a spirit, or a member of the extinct lineage of sauropods, so like long-necked dinosaurs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's most popularly depicted to be, is like a long-necked dinosaur, a small long-necked dinosaur. So there are really shoddy black and white pictures that were taken all the way back in the early 20th century. And the origin of the legend can be traced back to zoologist Carl Hagenbeck's book Beasts and Men, even though he offered no substantiated evidence other than legends that were passed on through local tribesmen that just, obviously with the language barrier in the time, it was hard to know what they were actually talking about. But from all accounts, they called this legend Mokele Mbembe. So I think that means something in whatever native language it's spoken in, but the best guess is that it's a black rhino because there are no other large animals in the area that this is said to be located in other than like elephants or they've done like topographical maps and what's that sort of like sensing called where they'll like detect they'll basically
look for creatures.
Yes, they'll use like radar,
Doppler, or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Heat signature.
They'll do like imaging of the area, and they cannot detect any other large animals aside from
So
animals
there are
or
giraffes
elephants. And
in DRC.
I don't know, but
It could be a giraffe.
I think that one's super cool. Ever since I heard about that, I saw pictures like, oh my god, there's a dinosaur. There's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
I was a dinosaur kid.
Yeah.
So my dinosaur kid is coming through right now.
What was your favorite dinosaur then?
I liked velociraptors.
Yeah.
I also liked titanosauruses because they're also sauropods.
I was a big Spinosaurus kind of guy.
Yeah, Spinosaurus was dope. Jurassic Park 3. Everybody's seen Jurassic Park 3. That was
like
where
what's the one where like the spiked tail?
Ankylosaurus.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Comment
your favorite dinosaur down below.
Comment favorite dinosaur. Yeah, comment favorite dinosaur, its stats, and why it's better than all the other dinosaurs. I think T-Rex is a bogus pick.
Yeah,
Dude, if you pick T-Rex, you're basic.
Carnosaurus is awesome.
Do some research, discover some more dinosaurs, then get back to us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that T-Rex nonsense.
Google is free. Google is free. Everybody knows everything about dinosaurs is on Google. You can look it up.
Yeah.
So that was my first one, and my second one. I'm going to read a lot of this from the actual Cryptid Wiki. So for anybody watching, I'm not paraphrasing this. This is not an original thought. This is simply what I can find on this. There's a picture too you can clip. This is just a radar image of the lake that this cryptid is located under. So the cryptid name is Organism 46-B.
Okay.
So it was an aquatic beast allegedly captured by a Russian scientific team near the research outpost Vostok Station. And it's supposed to be an enormous 10-meter-long, 14-tentacled squid-like creature which lived in Lake Vostok, a subterranean subglacial lake located under 2 miles of ice beneath Vostok Station in the Antarctic. The animal had limbs that were animate and aggressive even after amputation, could release a toxin into the water to immobilize its prey from a distance of up to 150 feet, could shapeshift, and showed a considerable degree of both hostility and intelligence. Trying to paraphrase this here, Vostok Station was established by the Soviets in 1957 and was also discovered to have been seated atop a vast body of liquid water beneath the ice since 1974. So approximately 20 years after it had been founded, they're like, oh my god, there's this huge body of water under it. 30 years of ice core drilling, they finally breached through the lake on the 5th of February in 2012. So this is kind of a recent cryptid discovery.
It outlived the USSR.
Yes. So this must have occurred sometime between then and the 30th of November of 2016 when the story first broke of this creature. There was a doctor that claims to have been a part of the scientific expedition. They encountered Organism 46-B on their first day. It disabled our radio, quote, which we later learned to our alarm was intentional. This is all a quote. It was also able to paralyze prey from a distance of up to 150 feet by releasing its venom into the water. Tragically, my colleague and lifelong friend was killed this way. R.I.P. friend and colleague.
Dang.
So, yeah, they lopped off one of its tentacles. it later became animate and slid across the ice bank and strangled that person. I don't know.
Oh my damn!
It's a hoax. Basically, is what the wiki's saying. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just cool.
Yeah.
There's an image of the station. That's typically associated with organism 46-B, but there are like no pictures of it. It's just all anecdote.
Do you think, in a really roundabout way for this episode, do you think it's somehow related to the Kraken or to the mythos of giant squid?
Even circling back to our conspiracy theory episode with the ice wall, I think Antarctica is so fascinating. I promise I'm not trying to actually tinfoil hat anything here, but like Antarctica in and of itself is so fascinating. The fact that these ice sheets are like miles thick, so crazy. I think that's so interesting. And the fact that there's still, after all of that, water underneath of that creatures live in frigid water with underneath miles of ice. I think that's fascinating.
These extremophiles that like we will probably take a millennia to discover just because we don't have like the technology to reach there yet.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh
Can't
yeah.
dig that far, man.
Huh?
Can't dig that far.
No, bro. It took 30 years to drill that far.
I can't hold my breath for that long. It's a long time.
Just get better holding your breath. I don't know. The fuck, man?
All right, well, I'll play more mermaids this summer so we can practice.
No, that's fine. I'll get better holding my breath. I can swim. But yeah, that was the last one. There were lots that I could talk about. Like, again, a lot of these I feel like they tread the water and they walk the line. They walk the line very carefully between complete conspiracy theory hoax and somewhat reality. Like, obviously, mine are kind of more on the hoax side, especially my second one. But like, I don't know, Mothman. That seems like it could have some, not obviously like a giant moth.
Yeah,
but
I think a lot of what humans see in the real world gets translated into words on paper, and people read things and people picture things.
they just run away with it.
Yeah, they carry their imaginations away, and
it's all about perception, and also it's about wanting to feel like you have a story to tell that's important, because I think a lot of people get so bored that they're like, bro, what am I gonna do today, man? I'm gonna make up a story about a moth.
Yeah.
And a man.
And a frog and a man.
Frog man.
60 years later, it's freaking awesome.
It's
this like actually big piece of media and pop culture where it's like, wow. I mean, I own a Mothman hat and a stuffed animal, and like I've seen jewelry for Mothman. It's like, dude, we could make a whole episode about Mothman if we wanted to.
Yeah.
That's how much material there is to talk about Mothman.
Yeah. So all that material having been talked about, probably walk into the end of the episode.
I think so.
Feeling good about the cryptids. There's so many more that we could talk about.
Yeah, if you guys want us to talk about cryptids again, we can.
Like certain cryptids.
Yeah.
I mean,
different types of cryptids.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on unicorns and
kelpies? make a second comment separate from your favorite dinosaur about your favorite cryptid. Gotta get that engagement up.
Yeah. We're trying to get interaction.
Nice.
But then, as per usual, I think we're gonna walk on over to our music of the month or whatever.
Yeah. Well, typically it would be like a week or 2 weeks. But we're so bad at it.
We have a big pool. Well, it's not that we're bad. It's we have individual lives that get busy.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
It do be like that.
I cherish all the time I get to be in this jar with my buddies.
Nice.
So right about that, man.
Adam, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Let me see here. So I have been listening to a lot of different things recently. I have been listening to a lot of Brand New, which is
Brand New what?
Like one of the first.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Considered like one of the first pop punk bands, like real pop punk bands, that so many of the pop punk bands that everybody knows, like Knuckle Puck and like Mayday. I wouldn't even consider Mayday Parade, but Brand New is very influential to the alternative music scene. So I've been listening to, what's the album? The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. So they've got their song Jesus Christ off of that album. So super popular song, super popular album. Really, really easy to listen to. It just feels good. Really, really nice. And then I have also been listening to this band, this artist. I think it's just an artist. His name is Do Flame. and he just put out an album called Get Bent, and I don't even know how to describe this. It's like Rage Against the Machine meets hardcore meets I don't even know how to describe it. It's good. It's interesting. It's not what I typically would listen to, but it is good. It's good. So listen to that. And then this band called Necrogoblicon just put out 2 singles recently. They are awesome. Necrogoblicon is a thematic band. Their one of their frontmen, he dresses up like a goblin every single night. John Goblicon.
Do yourself a favor, look up John Goblicon.
Mm-hmm.
It is the funniest thing. I think one of the bits he does is that he really likes Chili's and like the Southwest egg rolls.
Yep.
So every time I go to Chili's and someone gets the Southwest egg rolls, I'm like, John Necrogoblicon reference. It's like,
Gotta look up Necrogoblicon.
He's so funny.
I've seen them before, and they are awesome. It's like Guar or like Ghoul, just thematic bands that like to shoot things on you, or like the band Guttalax. I've also been listening to Guttalax. Guttalax is a slam band that all they talk about is poop. All they talk about is shit and poop.
Poop?
Yeah, they'll like fire poop on you at shows. They have like poop cannons.
That's the life, man.
Yeah.
That is just,
Can you imagine manning the poop cannon?
I crave the poop cannon.
You have the tech back there. He's like, okay, and poop in 3, 2, 1, poop.
Yeah, I'm the guy who rigs the poop cannons.
Yeah, so I stuff the cannons with poop,
Yeah,
and then I shit on everybody.
They have me go out, collect the poop, and then rig the poop, and then shoot the poop.
Yeah.
They set him up for a raise, actually.
Yeah, actually, I poop really hard.
I'm the premium poop cannon guy.
Yeah,
I went to
that-
college for rigging poopology.
Yeah, I have a special effects degree, and I had a focus in rigging poop cannons and filling them with shit.
And a minor in African dance. You never know.
I was a poli-sci major, but then I switched. So, but that's what I'm listening to. So, James, what have you been dabbling in?
Recently, it's been a lot of King Crimson.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love King Crimson. Their premium album, so to speak. Let's say In the Court of the Crimson King. It's a very famous album. It's that album cover where it's a man screaming, his screaming face.
Mm-hmm.
Very famous album cover as well. One of my favorites. I love. It falls back into that theme of how long is this song? Because I think it's a 5 or 6 album, a track album. It's around 45 minutes long. So
Wow.
each song is a good 5-6 minutes a piece, and I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
My favorite song on that album is "I Talk to the Wind." It's very, very slow, very melancholic. I like it.
Nice.
It's good if you want to like chill out and like not think about something for a minute or 6. I'd recommend giving that a listen. Just the whole album, actually. I love the whole thing. But if you're looking to get a little more upbeat with it, I've also been listening to some Stevie Wonder.
Nice.
Specifically his album Songs in the Key of Life. I don't know why. It's got this like innate fear that I just said the wrong artist. So I want to double check real quick that I said the right one, because that would be really embarrassing.
I've done that before too. That's when I was fact checking myself on the As I Lay Dying Darkest Hour albums. I remember that. I was stressed about it.
No, it's Stevie Wonder. We're good. Nice. It's like nothing like saying the wrong information on something that's going to get put on the internet forever. But that, it's, another... It's one of those albums that people will talk about as if it's one of the greatest of all time. It's that good.
Really?
Damn.
Excuse me. It's got not Superstition, but like Isn't She Lovely?
Oh,
and
okay.
A bunch of songs that I'm just blanking on.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
A lot of
but you would
popular-
know them if you heard them.
Yeah.
You may not know the name or even who they're by. But
The song that was the inspiration / sampling for Gangsta's Paradise originally was a Stevie Wonder song.
Oh, really?
It's very. We can look it up real quick. It's right here.
I didn't know that there was sample. You know, what's interesting is songs from that era of rap are sampled so heavily today.
Mm-hmm.
I was just listening to a song. Sorry, I'm blanking now.
I believe the original song is "Pastime Paradise," and so they took that and made "Gangsta's Paradise."
Oh, really? Okay.
And I love getting, because a lot of the music that I listen to does ultimately, a lot of that it does become samples. So I love hearing a sample in a song that's 4 years old and being like, I know this. It was like even King Crimson, the 21st Century Schizoid Man, which is the title track of In the Court of the Crimson King. It's a Kanye sample. It's a very famous Kanye sample.
That he sampled?
Yeah, he
Really?
sampled it.
Which part? Which part of the song? I know that song not very well, but
it's the part where they say the title, so it's 21st Century Schizoid Man.
yeah.
And then I don't know what song he sampled it, but I do know it's a Kanye.
With like the talk box overlay.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. That's a King Crimson sample.
Well, yeah, but what song? The what?
21st Century Schizoid.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay, you don't know what Kanye song?
No, sorry, couldn't tell you. I'm not that big of a Kanye fan, and I refuse to become one for very obvious reasons. I think.
Fair. That's totally fair.
But that I love hearing samples like, ooh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Like the band De La Soul and their song I Know samples Peg by Steely Dan. Like it's just stuff like that. I mean, I could talk about that forever. I love doing
Sampling
that.
would be an interesting like micro conversation.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a fun thing to talk about. I mean, I love Daft Punk, and they made a career out of sampling.
Yeah.
And like I love finding out where those samples come from. So yeah, I mean, hey, that could be a fun episode.
That would
I
be
think.
interesting. That would be a cool thing to talk about.
But enough about that, Ryan. Your turn now.
Ryan,
yeah.
you like music?
I love music.
Do you like music?
I listen to music every day at work. I have it on all the time.
Nice.
Whether it be 103.3 with the old music or... No, that's... 103.3 is new music.
What's old also?
97.9 Bob FM. That's old music.
Bob FM.
That's like everything like...
That's old music.
Yeah, like ice spit, like 90s back, I would say.
Nice.
Because I had the radio on for whatever reason, and they had a song from like the middle 2000s as classic rock. I was like, that's not right.
Oh, yeah.
No way, not yet. Someday, sure, but not this soon.
I would say anything beyond the 90s, I would say back. Would
Oh,
be
yeah.
Old classic.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But,
that's...
Yeah.
And then you can piece together that stuff
Mhm.
too. I mean, I feel like genres all fall into certain time periods now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's a discussion for a different episode. Perhaps episode 4.
No, but I've been outside of work. I've revisited some albums. Frank Iero in the Celebration. I've been listening to a lot of him. The Stomach Aches album from 2014.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys have heard of that. He used to be play for the MCR, My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
So
Frank
Yeah.
Iero.
Frank Iero and the Celebration is the band
don't-
name.
What are they
So,
celebrating?
Man, Stomach Aches. That's what the album is called.
Ouch,
So
fire.
ouch, my
it's
tummy.
very good. I enjoy listening to
Fire.
it.
I enjoy a good stomach ache.
While I'm on the subject, I just wanted to introduce you guys to this album by this band called Aramit. It's doom metal, but it's like melodic, super long form doom metal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a 3-song album.
Sorry. Cool little thoughts when.
The album is called Wearer of Numerous Forms. It's 3 songs. Take a guess how long this album is. Take a guess. What do you think?
2.5 hours.
6 hours long.
Well, okay, no, it's 2 hours and 12 minutes
Oh, damn.
for 3 songs. The
songs?
The intro song is 1 hour and 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
God.
And my coworker sent this to me like a year and a half ago. And he was like, "Dude, you should listen to this." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I opened up the album and I was like, "Yeah, I am respectfully not listening to all of this."
You guys want to make an album? What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's just dick around for 2.5
Let's just, like,
hours.
Let's just make some noises and just
Yeah.
record it and fucking
Put out it's the band equivalent or the podcast equivalent of just putting raw audio out that you film with your friends.
no editing.
Who would ever do that?
Our first episode.
Throwback to the first episode.
Yeah.
That was a callback to the first episode we ever recorded together.
LOL.
But
'Cause
Yeah.
we've mastered podcasting at this point.
Yeah.
It only took 7
Oh my
episodes.
God, we're totally
Fucking masters.
pros at this, and we totally make money on what we're doing.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around this long. If you've made it to the end of the video, that means that you care about us and you want to follow what we do and where we do it at. That means if you want to follow what we do, you can follow us on Instagram. And that's it.
And
YouTube
And YouTube.
And-
if you want to listen to us, Spotify.
and TikTok.
So if you want to follow us, like all of our long form, small time content, please. It's
Thought
cool,
Jar
you know.
Pod.
like,
us out.
comment,
At Thought Jar
subscribe,
Pod.
all that fun stuff.
We
Yeah.
put these episodes out as we've
Whenever
said
we
before,
fucking feel like it.
whenever we have the time, whenever we can make a schedule or find
Check out our
time in all of our
subreddit.
schedules.
Check out the new subreddit,
We-
guys.
we don't
that
have a
totally
subreddit.
exists.
We don't have a subreddit unless someone wants to make one.
Yeah, if someone, hey, listen, if someone wants to make us a subreddit, I'd be flattered, honored, and a little scared.
Yeah.
I would be a little
Yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
That'd
But
be super cool.
that's a problem for some other time.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Goodbye.